Hello everyone and welcome to our highlight show for day 4 of the World Cup. I'm Nazi Paikidze and I'm here with two grandmasters, Yasser, Seirawan and Peter Svidler.
It was a pleasure being with you both.
And let's take a look at the results in round 4. We had a lot of draws and one decisive result. It was Fabiano Caruana who took down Nodirbek with the black pieces. All the other games were drawn.
But what a battle it was as Nodirbek came armed with some really fantastic preparation. He caught Fabi in a fierce attack, but Fabi held his nerves, remained calm, defended incredibly well, super accurately. Take a look at the video. So essentially, when we left it in this really double-edged, super sharp position. B4 takes, queen check, over. And we were expecting knight h4, I believe.
I don't know what we were expecting. This is such a difficult position to calculate clearly.
Exactly.
Well, that was the best move to make.
Yeah.
He didn't find it.
He played bishop f5. And now,
regrettably for him, he even loses to 2 moves. I thought it was only c takes b2 that was winning, but there's actually a second solution. cb2 is very forcing, but you can also play rook h8 apparently.
Okay, is rook h8 a winning move?
Yeah, right?
It looks like a defensive move.
Yeah, rook h8, you wait for rook takes h8, and then you take on f5. It's important to do it in this order, because this way we dodge a5 f6 checks. Bishop f5, g5, king takes h8. And then if you give a check on the h file, I will go to g8, of course, and not g7. And if you play f6, I think I have queen e4 probably is the reason this is so bad.
And we've been so wanting to open up the h
So
file.
if king was on a1, you would have c takes b. So it's like, if I could get queen h2, but
right.
Can't
So
get out of it.
Fabi seemingly even has a choice of things which win.
But what a remarkable moment in a game that he really got surprised. G5 and G4 by Nodirbek. He really came well prepared. And then I think brilliant defensive play by Fabi, a mixture of offense and defense. And now suddenly he's in the driver's seat and Fabi could win 2 in a row.
G6 is one of the better moves in the positions. Maybe knight to f6 was objectively stronger, but I think from a practical viewpoint, as the game shows, amply shows, this is a better choice. And in this position, queen d2 is pretty good, king b1 is pretty good, but it is so difficult not to take a pawn in front of your opponent's king immediately. But it does give black very, very important time to sort of reset, establish some sort of a defensive perimeter around the king, and also the counterplay will come very quickly. In a way, if you play knight h4, you're once again giving up on the dream of giving mate. You are switching to trying to contain the damage. And Nodirbek, who is on a half a point out of 3 and not having a particularly fun tournament, I don't think he wanted to make that move.
No.
So he ended up convincing himself that bishop f5 is more attractive, and now he is probably objectively lost.
Wow. Nodirbek and real
has
distress.
done something very strange
there he is.
there.
But he resigned.
I think he stopped the clock.
He stopped the clock.
Yeah.
Huge win for Fabi. That's 2 wins in a row for
Wow.
him, and now he's in clear first.
Yep. Peter, another fierce battle was between Wesley and Firouzja.
Absolutely. And Firouzja, I think every day he comes white, black, green.
Yes.
He would come to play for a win. And today he chose a very, very sharp caro. You can see the outlines of it where black played the caro and then played the h6, g5 in order to sort of disbalance the position as much as possible. Wesley's reply was very, very strong, actually. In the previous few moves, white went bishop b5, c4, gave up a very important light square bishop to establish this beautiful knight on c5. And there's also an attack on the king side coming. Queen b5 is the only move. Play actually was of very high standard, more or less throughout the game. g4, knight h2. Seems like the queen side is about to collapse. But as we will see, the exchange sacrifices are pretty good and give black a lot of counterplay. After h5, there was maybe a time to play f2, f3, but Wesley chose a very logical move, knight f1, transferring the knight over to g3. Alireza gave up that exchange. Now the white pawn on e5 is a target. But after knight g3 and bishop g6, Wesley found a very, very good move here, which is queen g2. Sorry, well, queen takes e5 wasn't played, of course. Knight g6 was played. Queen takes e5 would have been worse. Knight g3, bishop g6. And here, queen g2 is a very, very strong idea, connected specifically, as we will see, if black takes on e5, white unleashes a series of sacrifices, starting with knight takes h5, then rook takes e5, followed by queen g5 check. Perhaps black holds this position, but it leads to a white advantage, which is why Alireza chose queen takes c5 instead. Knight takes h5 once again happens in this position. It's a piece sacrifice. You do win the piece back, but it's a very beautiful looking sacrifice, winning a tempo to play queen g5. And now the pawn starts running up the board, picking up one of the two bishops. Queen e7, Wesley got this endgame. And we landed in this really, really sharp endgame, where black has a pawn for the exchange. For the time being, the rooks are very passively placed on a1 and b1. Black has a mass of pawns seemingly advancing down the board. But if you imagine white somehow opening the b file and putting pressure against the b7 pawn, this could become very, very double-edged. And in fact, you probably start preferring white in all of those scenarios. And then something very unexpected happened. In this position where white has a number of options, you can play rook a3, you can play g2, g3. There's a bunch of moves you could consider. And Wesley was also, I think, quite a bit ahead on the clock, or behind, whichever way you want to look at it. He had, I think, about 20 minutes against 5. He thought for a while and then took a repetition with king e2, knight f4 check, king f1, knight d3, which we thought was possible, but we're really hoping was not going to happen because it's a really exciting endgame. But Wesley chose to cut the game short, and that was one of the 4 games of the day.
Thank you, Peter. And another interesting game was between Gukesh and MVL. They started with this modern Tarrasch, and it was a pretty balanced game. But then in the end game, MVL did get a chance to have a big advantage. Right. But he miscalculated something, and game ended in a draw. Take a look.
MVL, like, very few things are less natural than this. And it hasn't been played. Yeah, you bishop f3, you play c3.
Yep.
If the pawn is attacked, it actually survives on c2 very, very comfortably, because after rook e2 there's the usual rook g takes g2 trick, which once again the pawn is alive, and now there's also an extra pawn for us. Like, this position is maybe just lost, frankly, because there's no way to get to
e5 checks.
e5, we just go king e7, and then we play bishop c6 maybe and win the pawn.
I wanted to take a pawn.
Okay, and yeah, just bishop f5. It's very similar to yesterday's game by Fabi, where we have this passer which you cannot touch, and eventually we will find a way to put a rook on d1, and from there we will win. And it's just, you might not even realize how well you're doing, but if you're choosing between that and the move MVL played, which is bishop takes a takes b3, sorry, c takes b3, which robs you of the g8 square.
And
develops the bishop, connects the rooks.
Yeah.
And we could have had that pawn on c2.
I would like to know why this happened, frankly. MVL is a tremendous endgame player, one of the best endgame players in the world. I would like to know why this happened. I don't understand.
That pawn on c2 would have been enormously powerful. Now, I think MVL's just tossed away the lion's share.
But we didn't have bishop b3, also a takes
b3, but still, there's no passer now. And you can still go rook g8, rook f2, but your trumps are like there's no passer on c3. a7 is hanging.
We have a6 on the board as well. We think that
this will probably now be a draw, but this is
what an opportunity.
Not only it's a massive opportunity, it's also it felt like a free roll. It felt like, why not do that?
Right.
I couldn't see a downside.
One game still going on, but heading towards a draw is Gukesh and MVL. And I think they're maybe repeating right now.
Yeah, this is also over.
Well, that's the quickest day we've had so far.
And it happened very fast because, seriously, that game between Wesley and Alireza, I thought it had so much life left that the draw, right on the break, too. I mean, so we didn't really get a chance to capture that moment. Our apologies for that, as the players have called international arbiter Maya Myers over and said, draw.
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 Today, I mean, it's unexpected, let's say, that I'm...
have such opportunity.
Yeah, but first 2 games with white, of course, stings a bit, but especially because I would be in contention to win the event, and now I have to find some opportunities maybe later in the tournament.
Okay, but hey, it's all about the playoff, Maxine, and good luck in your journey to get there.
Yeah, would need something really special now. It was already needed before the tournament started, but now I think it's extra.
Yeah.
Well, that was round 4. Let's take a look at the standings after 4 days of the Seinfeld Cup. We have a sole leader, Fabiano Caruana, with 3 points. 2 players are half point behind him. That's Levon Aronian and Pragnananda. And then there's a big tie for the 4th place.
Fierce battles throughout for the 4 rounds of the Seinfeld Cup. We're going to say goodbye. We hope you enjoyed the highlights. Join us tomorrow for round 5.
Thank you for watching.
See you then.